Do you need to count calories on the sugar diet? Sugar diet! No. No, I don't think you need to count calories on the sugar diet as long as you're following the sugar diet strictly. So if you're following the sugar diet strictly, and that doesn't even mean you're conscious about, okay, I can only eat so many apples, so many cans of fruit, whatever. No. As long as you're following it strictly and you're eating what Cole's saying, um, wet fruits, he doesn't advocate having starch that much. I'm not exactly sure why I've listened to it because at the end of the day, it is calories in versus calories out, and potatoes are probably one of the most um, like I mean they have nutrients in them, but for their calories and weight ratio, they're pretty good. So I'm not sure why. Maybe he's not exactly against potatoes, but he's kind of like white rice. And he said something. He's like, I've never felt full after eating white rice, and I never have either. Like I could probably eat white rice forever, but I would just like get sick of it because I don't want to. But it doesn't fulfill me. Potatoes, on the other hand, do. They definitely do. But going back to counting calories, if you've ever counted calories, you would know for a fact that once you start measuring them accurately and you don't miss a thing, if you do it over like a 2 week time period, you do lose weight. Why? Well, you're eating less food and you're using your own body's resources as energy um, to pretty much exist and continue on with your day. So you lose body fat. Um, but counting on this, no. I would say you don't need to count. That doesn't mean calories don't matter. They 100% still do matter. But I don't think you need to count. And that's sort of the amazing part of it. Because one of the best diets that'll work for you is a diet that you don't have to worry about. So if you're doing a diet, you're constantly thinking, okay, I have to eat so much of this, I can't eat this, I have to worry about no, you're already destroying yourself mentally and you're stressing yourself out over food. And what do you do every day? For the most part, most of us eat every day. So every day you're stressing out over food, over food, over food. It's stupid. That's why the carnivore diet works so well because people in carnivore, especially in the carnivore sphere, I don't know why, think that calories don't exist. Even Sean Baker has fully acknowledged that calories do matter. They do exist and they do contribute to body weight gain and body weight loss. Um, but you don't have to count them because you're satisfied from what you eat and because you're only staying strict, right? You're staying strict to carnivore, you're eating that one source of food. So you're not pulling calories from over here, you're not pulling calories from over here, you're pulling calories from this one source of food that you eat every single day. And you don't have to worry about it. You can eat maybe 2 pounds one day, 3 pounds the other, 2 pounds here, maybe 1 pound here, maybe you just have a 1 pound, and you keep losing weight. And this works great for people who are vastly overweight because they have so much body weight to lose that if they're eating just one source of food, they get satisfied on it, and the rest comes from their body fat. That is the exact same thing that happens with the sugar diet, except you have energy. You will have a ton of energy because you're relying solely on carbohydrates for fuel. And no matter what people say that carbohydrates aren't essential, your body isn't sitting here looking at it as like, oh, wow, I can live without carbohydrates. They're not essential. Scientifically, we found out that yes, your body doesn't need them to survive. But what does your body do? It turns protein into energy, it turns fat into energy. All right, ketones are a little bit different, but your body will fight hard to turn even your proteins into carbohydrates. And I shouldn't even say fight hard, it will do it if it has to. It 100% does it. So when you give yourself carbohydrates, your body doesn't have to make it. It's sort of like when you give your body exogenous testosterone or some sort of steroid or some sort of drug or something like that. Your body's like, oh, I don't have to make this anymore. That's a stress out of here, so I'm receiving it through my body through an outside source. I don't have to worry about making it. That's why a protein diet, if you eat only protein, works super well to keep muscle, but you have zero energy. You'll have no energy. And if you're way overweight, you don't have to worry about losing muscle because your energy stores are not coming from your muscle. Your body's not going to pull from your muscle when you have 150 pounds of fat on you, or 50 pounds of fat, or 100 pounds of fat. As long as you're training every day, you won't have to worry about that. But that kind of went off onto muscle loss there, but counting calories. Do you have to? No. Should you? Maybe if you want to just get a sort of um, grasp on what calories are, I would probably just count them for a week, see what you're at, and then don't bother counting them again. Just do it seldomly. Once every month for a week you count calories, or once every week here and there you count calories. Maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week you count calories, but don't get obsessed about it because it's stupid. It's really stupid if you're not trying to do any sort of bodybuilding or any sort of fitness goal seriously. And I'm talking like super lean body fat, right? You don't have to worry about it. As long as you train and work out, you'll keep muscle, and as long as you eat um, carbohydrates to fuel your body, you're going to keep the muscle on because you're going to have the ability to put the output and maintain your power and strength, which maintains muscle. And Mark Bell's probably already said this, and I didn't realize he's been doing the diet for close to 8 to 9 weeks. But yeah, you don't need to count calories. If you're somebody who's overweight and you know what that is, I'm not going to tell each person what their overweight body weight is, but you already know if you are who you are, and you'll see it and you'll say, okay, I'm going to try this diet out. Don't think about it, don't stress about it, don't worry. Again, it's kind of the same thing in the carnivore sphere, in the keto diet sphere. You're going to eat it and people are going to be like, oh, that's crazy, you can't live off of just apples and fruits and this. Is like, well, what's am I just going to fall away and die? Am I just going to disintegrate? Am I just going to no longer exist, cease to exist? You're not just going to die of some sudden ailment, okay? Especially if you're drinking alcohol. If you drink alcohol, why would doing this diet be anywhere even close to being as bad as drinking alcohol or doing any kind of recreational drugs or anything like that? It's not. It's not. So try it. Try it. Don't give it a week. Don't give it a month. Give it 3 solid months, especially if you want to see good weight loss. And take a picture once every week. You don't have to be adamant about the scale. I know, Cole, people get fixated on that number, and when you're really heavy, that number will drop like crazy. But once you get to a low body fat, kind of like where I am, you'll see a pound here and there, a pound here, and that's kind of the way Mark Bell is with his. But he's lost a decent amount for how shredded he was. I think he said he was 220, 222, and now he's down to 208 in the course of 8 weeks. So that's about 14 pounds, probably 5 of it. Well, so that's probably a good 10 pounds of body fat, because he was on keto carnivore before, so he wasn't taking in that many carbs. So he probably didn't have much body water in there, water weight. So, but yeah, I wouldn't cut carbs. Keep the fats rock bottom, super low. If you want to have a treat, keep it out of your house. If you want to have like an ice cream, make sure it's something that you can go to and that you don't have in your house that you can cheat on. Right? Keep apples, bananas, watermelon. Watermelon's great. Pineapple. I don't think potatoes are bad. Keep potatoes in there. And I don't know how many potatoes people want to eat, really. I'm not, like, I couldn't imagine you would want to sit there and eat 2 pounds of potatoes. I've done it personally, 2 pounds of potatoes. I do it, but it's like, I don't really want to, but I do it. I've done 3 pounds of potatoes in just like a 5-minute sitting. I just couldn't imagine someone wanting to eat more than a normal person wanting to eat more than a pound and a half potatoes. Even right here, I have Greek yogurt and blueberries, which is straight carbs with a little bit of protein. And this thing, I hardly want to eat this, even though it tastes great. I've just had so many of them, like today. So, yeah, don't count calories. Just eat all the fruit you can till you feel good, and then get active. Definitely work out 100%. Work out and do cardio. Don't do crazy cardio, just walk. If you're somebody who doesn't walk, start walking 30 minutes a day, right? Or get on the bike and do it for 30 minutes a day, right? I think cardio for anybody should be something you enjoy, right? Because like I like lifting weights, and I like lifting weights heavy to failure, right? I can't do any of the, RPE stuff, RIR, where it's like, okay, I have to gauge, I have this many reps. No, I just train to failure. I can't, mentally, that's how I am. I know it works. I know probably being a little bit more, a little more in sync with my body, listening to my body would definitely be better, but I don't care. I'm going to train to failure. And it's the same thing with cardio. Like with cardio, I know it's the most important thing that humans can do. Like lifting weights and muscle is great, but it's nowhere near as important as cardio is. Cardio is literally our foundation of being a human being, is having great endurance. And none of us have great endurance anymore because no one trains it. Why? Well, because cardio is hard. You get hot, your heart starts going, you can't breathe, your legs start burning. It's not easy. So if you're gonna start cardio, do it with the thing you would think you would like the most. For me, I like walking. I get to listen to books, call people, talk to them, family members, podcasts, listen to the news, listen to Cole Robinson yell. I have a sort of an air bike in here, like an Echo Fitness bike, even though it's an old Schwinn. It's the same mechanism, same sort of mechanics. I don't need a $900 bike. This thing was $10, even though that's a pretty good deal. I've got a spin bike. Spin bike's the same thing. I have a recumbent bike where it goes back and forth like this, where you just sit down. It's the cardio that you enjoy and you're going to do every single day, pretty much for the rest of your life. That'll keep you in excellent shape, as well as your diet will, once you find it. So I think this is pretty much good for now. But interested to see the progress of other people and what they do, how many other people start this diet.